Greetings. I am Adeam. Welcome you for this transmission, for allowing us to sharing our energies with you, for being open for our energies and what we have. And the knowledge that we are sharing. It is a grand quest that we all are on. Many times you may feel like that you are the only one who are on a great quest, that you're struggling through life and you are very unique in this universe. Let us allow you to know that the quest you are on, you have been on for millions of years and will be on for many, many millions of years yet to come. And if you believe your quest will become easier as you leave the third dimension and become a fifth dimension beings, we say, ha! It will be easier in some way, and other ways it would not. The quest of expanding, the quest of receiving knowledge, is in one way always laid with obstacles. We feel that you are thinking you have the worst obstacles, that it is a difficult life to be on the third dimension. And in one way, it is not the easiest path that you can choose, because you have forgotten many of the wisdoms, many of the rules, many of the synchronicities that there is in life, that you are capable of. But do understand that even in other dimensions, even when we talk 7th and 8th dimensions, there are still obstacles. There are still ways of trying to understand how these energies really work. All you are trying to do is understand how the third dimension energy works, and how you can get the most out of the third dimension. And so when you come, let's say, to your 7th or 8th dimension, now you are trying to understand how those dimensions work, how the energies, how do you modify, manage these energies. Because trust us, there is a big difference between 6 dimensions and 7 dimensions, and even 7 dimensions to 8 dimensions. You are working with the energy different every time you are changing a dimension. It is not like, oh, I'm in 5th dimension, I now know how to manipulate or how I can change and work with the energies all the way up to the 12th or 15th dimension. No, it's changed every time. And you have to slowly understand how each of these dimensions work. How to manipulate, how to create, how to navigate these energies. So very different on all of them. We are having the luxus of being able to see down the road a little further than you can. We have the luxus of understanding what obstacles you have laid on your road for yourself and what energies you are tackling at any given moment and what you are trying to learn by tackling these energies. So we are having an understanding on where you are, and that is how we can guide you. So again, we are reminding you that you do have guides, that you have angels, you are having all kind of spiritual help to guide you along on your life. It is an interesting conundrum you have put yourself in. Before you came to your life, you made sure that you have all the guide you needed, all the angels, archangels, space beings, family, all surrounded around you to guide you through this life. And then you get to the life and you forget that you have asked them to guide you. And one could then ask, why? What's the reason for that? If I am supposed to have all of this help, why can't I remember? Why can't I hear it? Why can't I contact them? Why can't they tell me what I need to know to get to the next level of my journey? It is all about learning to remember these guides. Yes, you ask them to help and believe us when they are saying they are helping you every day. They are giving you hints. They are giving you energy. They are wiping some of the streets clean so you are not tumbling over too many stones on your path. And many times you are not aware that they are doing it. And then when you feel like you really need somebody to take you to the next level or understand where you are and how to release energies that you no longer want or gain energies that you now want, why you can't hear, why you can't see or feel what it is you are supposed to do next. That's the learning that you are having in this dimension. That is why you are here. To connect with all of those beings that you have gathered before you entered into this life. to create this family that you have surrounded yourself with, and fully connect with them and understand that they have a role to play in your life. Yet, they cannot tell you where to go. They cannot tell you how high you need to jump to get over a hurdle. They cannot share some wisdom with you. They can give you hints. They can give you feelings on where you are and what you may want to do. But still, you have to do the work. You have to figure that out. And you will beginning to understand as further you are getting into your road, into your journey, that community is now beginning to be tighter. To really guide you through every little turn, every little stone there is on your road. As we were saying, we see further, your guides see further out into the future than you can. They have the vision, they have the understanding. And as you're getting tighter with this family of yours, they will not tell you what to do, but they will allow you to get a glimpse of where you are going. How does that road look like? What energies are involved with that? And then it's for you to see the road, feel the energies, understand how everything is put together. Because the energies and the road and the obstacles are very intrigued, put together like an obstacle. Every time, if you are running an obstacle course, you need to find out, how do I get over this wall? Or how do I crawl through this specific little labyrinth that's laying in front of me? You have to think about those things. And life is kind of the same. And each of those physical obstacles that you are having on your obstacle course, that you are playing with in life, have their own energies that you again have to conquer and understand. It's a fully understanding. And when you have done that, run this obstacle course several times, you're beginning to understand the energies. You're beginning to understand how to jump over this, crawl under that, zigzag through this, go through this mud pile, the easiest and the quickest. And life is pretty much like that. And what they are giving you as you are getting further, a glimpse of the road, of the obstacles, a glimpse of the energies, and a glimpse of your capabilities. And now it is for you to put it together to get through whatever that is you are getting through. Your little personal spiritual obstacle. And when you have done that, you have now raised your vibrations. Because that is part of the obstacle, is an energy that you have not, let's say, collected into your energy field yet. So now you have to understand how to deal with that energy, how to manipulate it, how to integrate it into your life in a way that makes you go forward and to understand better where you are at this specific time. And that's the help that will be getting more and more clearer as more obstacles as you get. If you look back on your life, you know in the beginning there was really not that much obstacle, not that much help. And yet you understand you had some help because you got through them in one way or the other. And many times there were some really tough obstacles, and you really today don't understand how you got through it. You just know it's behind you, and you no longer have that energy that you are dealing with, that you dealt with way back then. And that was part of the help that you were getting. And now as you're getting further into your journey, you can see that and feel that you are also getting help. The help you had in the beginning was adjusted for your energy layer that you had in the beginning. The help you are getting now is adjusted to the energy layers where you are now. It's all the synchronization that goes up. It's like a school. In second grade, what is 2 plus 2, and you need to get a help for that. That is a specific help that is somewhat easy today. Now you're in algebra and you're having really difficult things with letters and everything else that you're trying now to figure out, and your help will then also be would be different than what it would be when you were working with 2 plus 2. It is the same development there is in your life. And at one point, either you will walk over to the 5th dimension, or you will pass away and get to the 5th dimension. And you will now understand your life as you have been living it now. But that does not mean that your journey is over. That journey of pushing into newer levels, understanding the 5th dimension. How do I deal with the energies now? Oh, I see in 5th dimension I can do this and this and this and this. I understand that. But how do I do it? How do I specifically doing this? How do I go there? How do I work with those energies? And here comes the next obstacle of trying to understand that. And that will continue, continue, and continue. And in one way, your soul have continued working that way for millions and millions and millions of years. And then they're finding new obstacles, as in this way, or let's try to be on Earth in third dimension and learn that. And they're sending an aspect down and they're doing all of this. And then when you are done, you are climbing the ladder again. Just in a different way than what you have done for the last millions and millions of years. To finding new ways to discover what the universe has to offer you. Because one could think when you went into the fifth dimensions, you will now have connections with all of your beings, all of your aspects. And you have aspect on almost every dimension there is in this universe, and maybe even in other universes. And you understand part of their journey and how that works. But in one way, you would like to understand really how it works on your own physical, let's call it body. Can I navigate the same things that they did, just in a different way? Are there different ways to do it than that it has been done before? And maybe some of your souls went one way, but you can also see, oh, you could have gone a different way, and having that experience, how would that be? It is all what you are having to do for many, many years from now. So understand your journey, which even feels like you were just in the beginning of this journey and you're just climbing up into the fifth dimension. Understand you have done it for millions and millions of years, and you will do it for a long time after this. And this is just a short break of understanding how it is here in a third dimension on Gaia. And all of these experiences will benefit you as you go forward. If you have questions, I will take them.
I have always compared coming to Earth and getting amnesia and forgetting, and that the goal is to remember who we are. And I know that we planned this life with all the obstacles, but I've also thought that we've put crystals along our way, and those crystals are the help that we get from our guides and angels. Could that be possible? Is that the way it could be?
Yes. Let's call what you call crystals on your way for waypoints. Waypoints in your life that allowing you to understand you are on your right track.
Yeah.
That allowing you to see, oh, okay, I am good here. Now I just have to go to my next crystal, my next waypoint. It is very organized, orchestrated, everything. Much more orchestrated than you thought it would be in the first place. And yet with a full freedom of allowing you to go wherever you feel you need to go. And if you're wandering way too far off the path, your guides are there to show you, slowly put you back onto your path. And suddenly you see your crystal, you see your waypoint, and you understand, now I am here again. You could have gone this way, but you decided to go way over here and come back and go way there to get to it. And it's fully acceptable. And in one way, it is more preferable because you are now understanding so much more about life than if you have gone straight from one waypoint to the next crystal, to the next crystal, to the next crystal. But you had explored life, done all kind of different kind of side turns and jumps and down holes and doing all kind of things and experiment and whatever to get to your next waypoint. And they are allowing you to do all of these experiences because that is part of why you came.
All of these obstacles in our path are actually for our learning, for us to grow.
Yes.
Beneficial for humans to see it in that light.
Yes.
It is not always the case.
Correct.
And I understand because I've had things in my life that are very difficult. But after I was able to go through it, I saw the why, and it always came out better. My life turned better than it would have been if I hadn't have done that, made those choices.
Very nice explanation. And why we are taking and saying this at this time is to letting you understand the help that you are getting. So many times you are having feelings, you maybe have visions, you hear stuff, you feel things. If you allow yourself to meditate on these expressions that you are getting and beginning to put them together, many times it looks like a big puzzle where nothing really fits together, and how is that going to become a picture at the end? Because universe and your guides in one way are never going to give you a full picture of your obstacles. They're going to, that brick that is up here should probably be down there, and this who's here should be up there, and so on. So you have to move them around. You have to understand how to put it together so it looks like something that's beginning to make sense to you. And you become better each time you are getting into an obstacle. When you are getting into a mode where you are looking at the obstacles, looking at the pictures, at the expressions, at the what you are hearing, what you are seeing, what you are feeling around you, what is being given, the energies that is being given to you. And you're giving yourself the time to begin to put it all together. Make it something that is beginning to make sense. And then move forward into what you need to do to get through your obstacle. Or you could do what you have done, run your head into the wall, go back and thinking that was not the way. That's run your head into another wall until you finally figuring out how to get over that obstacle. That's an option as well. So what we are saying here is another option. Allow yourself to see what is being given to you, because a lot of information has been shared with you. But it's being shared in a way that will take your intuition some time to put together. Take the time to put all of these expressions together. And you can slowly put it together and you say, oh, this is a horse. And then you go through and you're finding out, nope, it was not a horse. Maybe it's a donkey instead. And you didn't really put everything together, but you were kind of thinking this is what it should be. So you could take your fully time and wait and fully understand everything, and it would be very easy to get through that obstructions that you are having. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. And fully believe that you can make a picture of everything that you are seeing. You can get an understanding of who you really are and what is going on in front of you. What obstacles do you have now? The funny thing with life, you have an obstacle, you're getting through the obstacles, and you walk 2 steps and there is another obstacle. It's never ending, because there are never ending energies in the universe, and each energy that you are encountering is really the obstacle. So understand the energy, the obstacles will be nothing.
So is it tuning into the energies to better understand them? Help get through them.
It is tuning into the energy, yes. It's tuning into your feelings that goes with the energy. Sometimes there will be pictures with that energy as well. Colors, sounds. All depends on how you are operating, is what you are tuning into and beginning to understand, how does this work for me? How can I get the most out of this? And each one of these expressions or feelings and colors and pictures and sounds resonate with something within you. In one way, it is almost like when you're gaining an energy, you are losing another one. Or that other one becomes, it's not like you losing it, but it is not taking up space in your energy field. It will always be there just because everything that you have ever experienced is in your energy field. But it doesn't take up space as much as it has. So you allowing some of these energies to kind of go in the background and you take on the new energies. And then the next energy comes up and you are replacing. So it's a cycle that always goes around. So you are understanding what these energies is, how they reflect on you, and you're saying, well, if I can get rid of that, or if I don't have to think this way, because understand with each energy, something have to go. It has always been like this. When you gain the excess of, there is reincarnation. The energy of there is nothing else have to go away. Or there are a spaceship. The energy of we are all alone have to go away. And when you are expanding the energies, you are having an understanding of that energy, but it's not fully understand. There are some that say misunderstanding on those energies. And so when you're gaining the new energy, you understand, I didn't understand that energy completely, but now I do. So what I misunderstood goes away. So you always having a replacement with it. New energies bring more light to other things that was misunderstood or not quite understood completely. And what is not quite understood completely is now going away because you have brought light onto it and you understand you no longer need that experience. You don't need that in your life or that belief system or that habit or whatever it is. It have to go away because your new light is saying that doesn't jive any longer with where I am. So it goes away, and so on and so forth. And again, that whole excess of energies continuing for millions of years. Because even in your fifth dimensions, you will have, oh, this is how this works. And then when you're getting a little bit higher in the fifth dimensions, you understand this is not quite the way that I thought it worked. And so that goes away and you get the new knowledge on really how that works. And many times what that works have to go away to be replaced on how it's maybe work for now. Always replacing, always gaining more knowledge. So if you understand what it is that is out there and how it reflects on your body and your belief systems in any kind of way, you are beginning to understand that maybe what I believed in this area may not be completely as it should be. And I can let that go, and that allowing that new energy to come in. I hope that was a good way to explain it.
Yes, because my question was, and you answered it, was, does that apply to all the other dimensions? And you explained it, that it does. And that
Yes.
makes sense that it would, because we're all on this journey of learning and growing and moving up. And so it would have to apply to all of them. And does that apply to all across the universe, the whole universe,
Yes.
and all the planets across the universe?
Yes. There is a reason for whatever dimension you are that you are not in one that is higher.
Yeah.
The reason is you don't understand it. You don't understand how to work with those energies. You don't understand how to live in that dimension. You may think you understand how it is to live in that dimension, but you really don't. And as you're getting there, you're beginning to understand that it wasn't quite working the way that you were thinking. Even now, you are having a way where you are thinking this is how it is to live in the fifth dimension. And when you get there, you will understand it was not what I was thinking at all. And a lot of those then goes away and new thing comes in. That is the part of the learning process. It is the part of the whole journey that you are on, understanding how your new energies that you're getting into, how they really work and how they can benefit you. And how with that knowledge you can share it with others. You can spread that energy even further than what you could before.
I had a question, and it just popped out of my head again. Um, oh, do all of us have aspects that are in all the different dimensions?
Yes, pretty much.
And so those aspects have, in every dimension that they're in, have gone through this process of gaining new knowledge and letting knowledge that doesn't serve them anymore kind of go in the background and go. So if we have aspects in all these different dimensions, say 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, can there be bleed through information from these aspects to, say, this being that I am in third dimension?
Yes, there's always breathe through. But what somebody else is going through doesn't really benefit you. You may understand, just like you are understanding what you have gone through, or you understand how what other people are going through. Let's take it this direction. You just went through an operation.
Yes.
You had a lot of people telling you about how it would be going through the operation and afterwards, and how that whole experience would kind of look for you. And then you went through the operation yourself and you found that there was a lot of things that was not told or was misrepresented.
Yes.
Life is pretty much like this. You can get a breakthrough from somebody in the fifth, sixth dimension and you understand what they are going through, and you can see that and you are having this breakthrough on that. But you still have to go through those vibrations, those energy, this journey to fully understand how does it work for me. Because
Okay.
yes, you are the same,
Mhm.
and yet you are different. Because let's say the one in the seventh dimension has never gone through a third dimension life.
Okay.
So they are having a completely different energy than you have, who have gone through a third dimension life. So when you are getting into the seventh dimensions, your experiences are much different than that experience.
Mm.
And so the obstacles or the energies that you are going through would be different, and you will experience them different than that being of you who are in the seventh dimension.
So how I understand it is that being a third dimension being, a bleed through could come through, say, from the sixth, but because this being has not experienced what's going on with that aspect in the sixth dimension, I can't really understand it until this one gets to the sixth
Correct.
and goes through that. Just like with this operation, everybody had a different uh, result from their operation, and everyone experienced it differently than me. So it's really an individual
Yes.
journey.
Yes. See, you are having lots of breathe through from the fifth dimension right now. Lot of breathe through.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're talking to your higher self who's in the fifth dimension.
Yes.
And yet, you don't completely understand the fifth dimension. You don't really having a grasp of how it would be in fifth dimension, even though you sometimes spend time there.
Yeah.
But when you finally fully get into the fifth dimension, your expression of the fifth dimension would be different than your higher self, who has not really have had a third dimension incarnation. Even though your higher self is very close to you and are very much connected to each other, of all of the lives that you are having have had in the third dimension, all the way down the line, or up the line, or however you want to say it, at the same time has put all of those souls into this earth to having all of these different experiences in every little facet of this earth history. It has a very well idea of how it is to be in the third dimension,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not actually here. It's gaining a lot of wisdom. It's gaining a lot of understanding. And so when you get to the fifth dimension, that experience is so much different than it would be for your higher self, who have been in the fifth dimension the whole time.
Okay.
And then when you are there, you can then choose if you want to continue on your own or you want to be completely integrated with your fifth dimension and then go from that on. That is, again, your choice. And the creator's thought was at some point, that point has never been set and may will never be set, that everybody goes back to the creation, to the creator, and really unload all of their experiences into the creator, and you are having a fully understandable being of how what everything that this universe has to offer. Every little variations of the energies, every little experience, that being would have that experience. That was the thought. Let's send everything out. Let me gain as much wisdom as I can and then bring everybody back. And then fully understand what this is. But the date of the going back has never been set and may never be set. It might go on for trillions of years. We don't know how long this is. That is why it is indefinitely, your life is indefinitely out in the future. Because there is really no end date set. The end date would be you going back to the Creator. A little side note.
And I'm thinking that might be because there's still so much to explore in our universe and experience that keeps going on and on and on.
Yes.
So maybe it, it might be way off because there's too much for all of us to experience, explore.
Yes. The souls that there is in the universe is continually finding new way to experience life.
So if I know there's other universes. Is our creator source that created our universe the same one that created the other universes? Or are there other creator sources in other universes that create them?
One created.
One creator.
Yeah.
He has a lot to do from all of the universe.
Yes. So the Creator is in a way experience it as your higher self. It has set all of these souls out. And as we were saying, when you get into the fifth dimension, you will experience the fifth dimension different than your higher self would. And so the Creator in itself have an understanding of what all of these understanding that there is, how it really is, but has not really a fully understandable picture of how it would feel, since the Creator hasn't gone through it. That's the idea of going back to having this fully understandable being, because we are all the Creator.
Right.
And so when we go back to ourselves. And now we all understand everything there is in all the universes.
So some of the universes could be experiencing something totally different than our universe.
Yes.
And you did clear up because I thought my higher self would know everything I'm experiencing and understand it. But from what you said, it really doesn't.
Correct. It doesn't have the exact same experience as you have.
Yeah. Okay.
You, your higher self is like you and your daughter. You understand much of the stuff that your daughter experiences, and you can put yourself in her shoes many times and saying, I understand this, I understand this, I understand that. And yet you are not in her shoes, so you're not really understanding exactly what it is she experiences. Same way with your higher self. Again, you would like to reiterate that. Look at the images, look at what you are getting, look at the energies that is coming up your way, and understand it before you step into it. It has been an awesome time being here, sharing our knowledge, sharing our energies. It's a great gift for all of us. Know that you are loved. Know that you are protected. And you're never alone.